Hello, and welcome to IK, or Interview Kickstart's talk on automation testing. Today, we'll be covering Selenium and its available suite of tools. My name is Roland, and I've worked as a software engineer for the last 10 years. I earned a bachelor's degree of computer science in real-time interactive simulation, and today I'll be teaching as an IK technical mentor to prepare you for your next interview, or possibly those trying to make it into the field for the first time. Selenium provides tools that allow us to automate cross browser interaction or client server interaction. The tools available to us are the IDE, which is ran in your browser as an extension, the WebDriver, which has programmatic bindings that allow you to pick the language you're most comfortable with and use that to automate browser interactions, as well as the Selenium Grid, which offers a scalable multi-faceted solution for your web-based automation needs. Taking a closer look, Selenium IDE is a browser extension specifically for Chrome and Firefox and allows for our users or the test writers to create test cases without having to have an understanding of the application itself or programming knowledge in general. The WebDriver, again, has those programmatic language bindings that allow a programmer to pick the language of their choice and use that to automate the processes involved with browser testing. The grid is specifically, again, meant for multifaceted solutions. So if you're running tests in parallel, if you're running multiple browser versions and you have to manage the browser specific drivers that go along with that, this is going to be the solution you want. However, it's not a silver bullet. It's not going to solve your framework needs or any of those other issues you might arise. It's purely for web-based automation. So some interview questions we might ask ourselves are, what are the advantages of Selenium IDE? Why would we choose to use this tool? The Selenium IDE, again, allows us to write tests in the environment itself. So if you can access that application via the web, you're writing tests in that environment. It also has a low entry point because the test writers don't need to have programmatic knowledge. They interact with the tool itself, and it actually maps out the actions that need to be taken for that test. What are some of the disadvantages of the Selenium WebDriver? Well, some of the disadvantages of the Selenium WebDriver is that it relies on browser-specific drivers to manage those interactions. So, for example, right now, Chrome has three major versions. It has 97, 98, and 99. If you were testing those, you would need three separate drivers to execute against those browsers. Not to mention, if you're running different OS, different bitness, 32 versus 64 is important in this case. So those are some of the things you need to consider when answering this question. And the last one, what problems is Selenium Grid trying to solve? Well, some of the disadvantages we just mentioned, that is what Grid is trying to solve. It's trying to manage those different versions for you instead of having to set up configuration or some other solution that you've come up with yourself. These are the download links for the Selenium IDE and the WebDriver and Grid. We can go ahead and see what happens when we navigate to them. As you can see, we have the Chrome and the Firefox download. I'm going to go ahead and install the Chrome extension. That way we can use this later as an example, and we can go into more detail for that.
Want to become a software engineer at Google? You can, like thousands of our students. You just need to learn from those who've already cleared FANG interviews. At Interview Kickstart, our interview prep courses are developed and taught live by 150 plus instructors from Tier 1 companies like Google and Facebook. Our courses are tailored to help you crack software engineering domain interviews, including back-end, full stack, machine learning, embedded systems, data science, and more. To learn more, book your free webinar slot today